Mexico's land, where words do delight, Tómala shines a star in the night. It means take it, with a playful twist. A phrase full of fun not to be missed. When someone is caught sneaking, trying to stray, Tómala is shouted in a mischievous way. A secret revealed, a joke full of tear. Tómala brings laughter whenever you hear. So next time you're out with your crew, remember Tómala for moments askew. It's a word full of joy, clever and bright, bringing humor and fun, day or night. Tómala.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we connect with each other and with our destination, our city, Puerto Vallarta, through news about the city, about our state, about our country. We also connect through your wonderful comments, ideas, and suggestions and comments. You know the drill. I can think straight. I can think clearly. And I'm still without internet at home, and I have lost my mind and recovered it and lost it again. But that's just the way it goes. Today is Tuesday, August 6th. I don't wish to overwhelm you with my Telmex woes, but it was interesting to read yesterday that there are other people in Puerto Vallarta that are having a miserable time with Telmex. So at least I'm not the only one, but that doesn't make my case any more comfortable. However, I continue to be extremely grateful of the wonderful TLC that I'm getting here at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, whether I'm granted this comfortable, very cool, and I mean that temperature-wise, air-conditioned office, or at Café del Río across the hall with Karina, who is now attending a first aid course, which is why I'm not broadcasting from there. But enough about me. You're here for news, and news is exactly what I'm going to share with you, as always. If you have any interesting comments that we should take into consideration, that we should react to, please add a capital letter Q to your comment. And then, of course, if you are watching live for the first time, we'd love to give you a nice little welcome. We can do that if you add a capital letter N to your comment. Let's take a look at the news for starters. This is both important and good news. The Río Cuale Pedestrian Bridge has been going through much needed improvement, and authorities have announced that it will be closed to pedestrians today because they will be replacing the ground pavement, the flooring. This is the good news. The important news is, of course, if you are used to walking along this bridge to get from north to south of the river or vice versa, you'll have to walk down Ignacio Vallarta Street instead. Authorities claim that the bridge will reopen in 24 hours. He just traveled to Santa Barbara, California, and now Mayor-elect Luis Munguía has traveled to McAllen, Texas, to strengthen ties with another sister city. Much was accomplished there, including a permanent expo venue in McAllen featuring products manufactured in Puerto Vallarta, and also the donation of much needed equipment for our own city's firefighter squad. So this is great news. I'm glad to see that Mayor-elect Munguía is laying down his groundwork for when he comes into office later on this year. And this is interesting. Starting this Monday, the use of a certified helmet will become mandatory for all motorcycle riders in the state of Jalisco. And by certified, they mean a helmet that covers The entire head, not the so-called tropical models that some cyclists wear that covers only the upper part of the head. According to the State Accident Prevention Council, 67% of all motorcyclists do not wear the proper helmet, and if they don't, starting this Monday, they will be sanctioned. Now, this one will be of interest to those who follow local politics. The founders of the Morena party in Puerto Vallarta are now looking to rebuild and strengthen the party after it lost the mayor seat to the Green Party. And the direction that the Morena party is going does not necessarily include the Michel family. According to Cecilio Lopez Fernandez, one of the founders, former Mayor Luis Michel and his family do not own the party, and they've had the opportunity to lead. Still, now it is important to start considering new projects, and I think this is absolutely interesting because another one of the statements that this gentleman made is that they will abide by policies introduced by the Green Party as long as they benefit our city. So what I'm reading through the lines here is, we lost, we better start getting ready now for the next elections, and let's find a different way to do things and not the way the former Mayor Luis Michel, his wife, and his family did. So this is good news, at least for the party. Of course, now we're about to embark in a different chapter under the Green Party, and we'll have to see how that goes. One more before the break. Tropical storm Fabio continues to move slowly through the Pacific, and while it has not evolved into a hurricane, it is expected to bring heavy rain and winds to coastal areas in the states of Michoacán, Colima, and Jalisco. Let's take a look at what our weather forecast has for us today.
My next music appreciation presentation, Soundscapes of Serenity, will focus on the origins, evolution, and healing power of ambient music. Discover its rich origins, witness its evolution, and explore the profound healing power it holds. We will listen to carefully curated audio and video selections, allowing you to experience the soothing and transformative effects of ambient music firsthand. As always, we will enjoy this captivating exploration in a comfortable air-conditioned environment designed for your ultimate relaxation and enjoyment. Soundscapes of Serenity will take place on Thursday, August 8th at the Joint Boutique Hotel. As always, tickets are 300 pesos per person and available at the hotel's reception desk for your purchase. Seating is limited, so get your tickets soon. Hope to see you there.
And here we are. Let's see what Snarky Weather has to say. It says, I just visited the parallel universe where a judge ruled that Ask Jeeves has a monopoly on search. That universe is much better than this one. I suppose this has something to do with something going on with Google north of the border. I'm not sure what that is, but what I'm sure of is that it is 29 degrees right now. Humidity is at 75%, and our weather forecast says it will be mostly cloudy skies this morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 46%, a high of 32, and a low of 25. Then tomorrow, Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a high of 33, a low of 25, and a chance of rain of 70%. Wow. And then Thursday, we will begin the day with light rain and scattered thunderstorms later on in the day, a chance of rain of 68, a high of 32, and a low of 26. Now, I do have other things that I wish to share with you. Let me just set them up on the screen. Na, 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 na. Why am I singing? I don't know. We start with our favorite sometimes roach-infested movie theater chain Cinépolis. Yes, they are offering ticket discounts through the month of August, which is a good deal as long as you bring some bug spray with you. Tickets in traditional 2D theaters will be 29 pesos, while tickets at the VIP theater will be 69 pesos from August 5th to the 28th. Do keep in mind, and I'm not kidding about this, that a roach infestation was reported at the Pitillal Cinépolis, and I'm bringing a flashlight to the VIP theater in La Isla next time I go, just in case. The new Malecon letters will be unveiled tomorrow at 5 p.m. by the seahorse statue. No more details were offered other than that. But hey, they're supposed to be prettier and sturdier and graffiti-proof, so this is a good thing. I also want to let you know that there seems to be another group of hookers getting together this coming Friday at 5 p.m. And of course, by that I mean yarn artists, crocheters, and knitters. Don't get too excited. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss it because I have a previous invite to attend. But do keep this in mind if you are a knitter or a crocheter. The meeting is at Casa Apapacho Holistic Center in Residencial Gaviotas, and I'll leave the details in the show notes. Also, our dear friend Carmen Porra sent me a love letter this morning asking me to remind you that there are still some seats available for the upcoming public dinner Puebla My Love, which will take place this coming Saturday. And of course, as we've learned from Carmen, this is a special public dinner that will be showcasing the wonderful cuisine of the state of Puebla. The menu includes all kinds of treats, including chile en nogada, which is now in season, of course, and this wonderful, wonderful thing called huauzontle that we have described in other occasions. This is a wonderful vegetable that is not very common here, and Carmen and her team prepare it deliciously. So if you want to join this dinner, there are still some seats available, and I'm sure Carmen will remind us of this tomorrow during the spotlight, because she's going to join us to tell us about salsas, Mexican salsas that we can make at home. And I'm looking forward to that. Of course, we're not going to learn how to make the salsas here at the spotlight, but she's going to tell us about what's going to be featured in her next cooking course, which will be her salsa master course. So that should be a lot of fun. Also, as long as we're talking about the spotlight, we are going to be joined by Lorenzo Goodwing of El Rey Lounge in Versalles. They're going to talk to us about their next drag brunch. I'll be curious to find out what's new, what's exciting, what is changing, and so forth and so on. So that will be tomorrow afternoon, as always, at 4 o'clock. And we'll be doing it from the Joint Boutique Hotel, as in right here, well, at the cafe across the hallway. So if you are in the neighborhood and want to join us, you're more than welcome to do that. Lorenzo is going to join us remotely, but Carmen will be sitting with me, and it'll be a lovely conversation, as it usually is. Yay! Let's see what is going on. Good mornings and good afternoons. You know, your good mornings and your good afternoons and all the supportive remarks that you have sent my way all during this week. And well, it started on Saturday. They are wonderful. I really appreciate it. I'm grateful and fortunate to have this great friendship and alliance with the Joint Boutique Hotel. If I didn't, this would have been a very expensive week for me, just paying for good internet and traveling and this, that, and the other. So I appreciate how kind you've been to me all through the week. It means a lot. Let's see what we have. Ooh. David is coming to town tomorrow, and it'll be a pleasure to see you at Music Appreciation on Thursday. What a good week to be talking about like relaxing music and to be talking about ambient music, because I've been stressed. I mean, I come here and I try to be in my best disposition, but yesterday I had a big meltdown yesterday afternoon. Fortunately, I had wine in the fridge, and the wine didn't change anything, but it tasted good. Let's see. Kathy is in Nanaimo. It's chilly, so chilly, Nanaimo. Nia, 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 na, na. Alan is counting 49 days. Alan, what are you going to do different on this trip? What do you have in your bucket list? What are you going to do this time around that you haven't done before? Please share your travel plans. Thank you very much for that, Liz. I am starting to get ready to get ugly, because once again, they've showered me with promises and apologies. They've apologized to me 11 times now. That's more than one per day. So according to them, it's going to get fixed today. If it isn't, well, I think I might have Dora create a special public service announcement for Telmex, and I may bombard social media with it. I'm starting to get ugly. Let's see. Yes, it's about time they fix the bridge, so difficult to walk on. I totally hear you. I'm always fearing that I'm gonna trip, but it's getting fixed now. Yes. And I suppose this is a related comment, especially for those of us who are of a certain age. Hey, I'm a proud senior, and I trip, and it's horrible. Oh dear. Paco, you've done so well to keep this broadcast going despite the internet issues. Can you switch providers easily, or is it complicated to do so in Mexico? Thank you very much for that, Kathy. I am actually going to have to budget for a redundant service. It is not complicated to switch. What I'm going to have to do, for better or worse, is either look at Total Play, or what's the other one? Easy. Or now that the electricity company is also offering internet, I'm going to see what the options look like. And I need to have a backup, because as much as I enjoy being able to do what I'm doing from the Joint Boutique Hotel and Cowork, you know, it is just crazy. I try to keep my balance with the knowledge that it's been 3 years in June since I had my latest Telmex meltdown. So a part of me goes, well, it's been working fine for 3 years. What's a big fuss? But the other part is the reality that one becomes so used to relying on these things that it is really chaotic when they go away. But I appreciate your comments. Once again, thank you so much for that, Kathy. I really appreciate it. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not funny. I'm not laughing at you, Den. I'm laughing with you. Fixing the bridge means that Kathy will no longer get motion sick as the wheelchair bounces from brick to brick. I can picture that, you know. No. Kathy, I love you. No more bouncing for you on the bridge. Come back soon. Paco, did you see that Abercrombie and Fitch are selling crocheted polo shirts? They are very expensive and quite popular. I have not seen the real deal, but I have seen in the YouTube channels that I follow for crocheting, I've seen the knockoffs, and they're not that difficult to make. It's too bad that really crocheted shirts in Puerto Vallarta with this weather? I don't think so. But I love my shawls and I love my sweat rags. See? I always have a sweat rag with me, and I started making a new batch to give away to my friends. Stan, you're absolutely correct. Roaches in a movie theater, that is the ultimate horror movie. I hear you. The last thing I want to know is to imagine that one of those bugs is crawling up my feet. Remember that scene from Victor Victoria at the beginning with the lady of size? And there's that cockroach that starts going up her leg. That was funny, but it wouldn't be funny in real life. Ooh. Let's see what else. Da, 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 tia, tia, tia. I think we all could use some calming music right about now. Well, I'm going to have some as soon as I get home. And of course, we're going to have a wonderful time discovering amazing ambient music on Thursday. The other day, I was asked by Stan, who is our new, by the way, Stan is here. Stan is our new community partner. Stan is responsible for neurofeedback and the other company. So if you have any questions about our new community sponsors, please let Stan know. Anyhow, Stan was asking me if I have just discovered ambient music recently. And I told Stan that, no, I mean, I've known ambient music for many, many, many years. So it is a pleasure to showcase some of my favorite albums this coming Thursday. And Carmen, hello, Carmen. Yes, we've mentioned that there are still tickets available, and we are looking forward to seeing you tomorrow at the Spotlight to talk about salsas. Do you guys want Dora to make a Telmex public service announcement? It's going to be nasty, you know. I'm not going to do something, well, we'll see how it goes. Oh, Michael, I hear you. It's the broken promises that really take a bite out the ass with Telmex. If they say a certain day and time, we'll plan for that. When they don't show is when we get ugly. We always pay on time. I hear you. I mean, I have histories of the chats on my, oh, look, there's Luna, see? I have history of my chats with Telmex, and I started tallying the number of times they've apologized and the number of times they've sent me home to wait for a technician. It's absurd. Larsito, oh, you're gonna have such a good time. My dear friend Lars, our dear friend Larsito, is going to Cuyutlan to help our dear friends David and Scott taking care of their hotel while they are traveling. So this is going to be so much fun. Please send photos, Lars, of everything you're doing, and I welcome your hug, and I'll keep you posted on how things develop on my end. Let's see. Alan has a cue. Will you still be in your current broadcast location by the end of September? My goodness, I certainly hope not. I sure hope that by September, Telmex will have gotten their shit together and I'll be able to broadcast from home. But one of the nice things that developed from being here for a week is that I think moving forward, the spotlight will happen here, because it opens up all kinds of possibilities. You tell me what to think about this. I mean, we've been welcoming product and service providers, we've been welcoming event organizers, but how fun it would be to talk to interesting people that have interesting things to say, and for there to be an audience and to ask questions. So no, the answer to your question, Alan, is hopefully I'll be at home for the morning broadcasts, and the spotlight will continue to take place here at the Joint Boutique Hotel. We show up at the Easy office, and I don't know why, I don't know if it's Kathy in the wheelchair or my not so great Spanish, but we have always gotten it fixed within a day. I will borrow your wheelchair next time you guys are in town. I may need it. Let's see. I love the spotlight being at a location where you can have audience participation. That is cluster building. You know, Stan, I said this to you in person when I received my first neurofeedback treatment, and I will be talking about that in weeks to come. But if you want to know more about neurofeedback, I've already invited Stan to join me on the spotlight, and it will be one of those opportunities in which we can sit at the cafe and we can ask questions, and for you to get to know Stan in person. So I'm excited about that. And for better or worse, all of this happened because of pinche Telmex. So I think this brings us to the end of today. Once again, I thank you for all your comforting thoughts and wishes, for your patience, and for the fact that whenever there's some calamity or something goes wrong, one has the choice of getting all bent out of shape, or one has the choice of looking at things from a different angle. So as much as I've hated this week, I've been very grateful about looking at other possibilities. All thanks to you. And all thanks to you, subscribers, members, and occasional coffee purveyors, coffee buyers. And of course, all thanks to our community partners, which I failed to mention today because my video was not ready, but I will have our community partners video back online tomorrow morning. Between now and then, please stay kind, stay happy, stay connected, and I mean, may your internet not fail. And I will see you again tomorrow morning. Have a good one.